Hello, everyone. Nettie Owens here, back to continue our conversation on what businesses need to know right now. I have Dr. Terri Levine with me, and I'm excited to bring her on. She's got some information that's really specific to what we're going through at this particular point, especially related to connecting in a heart-centered way. Her business is Heartrepreneur, and let me just make sure that I get this correctly. She works specifically with business owners to help them get an avalanche of qualified leads, close more sales, and make 200% ROI guaranteed. That's a bold statement. So tell me a little bit, Terri, where did you come up with that? What is it that helps you create those kinds of results?
Thanks for asking, Nettie. So I've been in business for 43 years. I always say I started when I was 5, but I have had 8 multi-million-dollar businesses in all different kinds of industries. It's the one thing I'm really myopic at and I know how to do. So in the last 26 years, I've helped over 6,000 other clients have the same kind of success in over 444 different industries. And that's why I feel confident making that bold guarantee.
That's amazing, and certainly a wealth of knowledge and experience that you're bringing here. So I want to talk to you. You have a new book coming out, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. But tell me, what is it that you're seeing that's happening right now that kind of piques your interest and where you're going, okay, I'm having a lot of these kinds of conversations, or this is what's coming up. This is what I'm seeing in the marketplace.
Well, ever since the pandemic started, we've been contacted by over 600 businesses around the world, all asking for help. They don't have enough prospects. They're not closing enough sales. And quite frankly, they don't have the wealth that they need, sometimes even to keep their doors open. And many of them have to change their models. They may have to go virtual. They may have to do something different. The number one thing that they're all afraid of is going out of business. And if they don't have more prospects, they will. So that's the one issue that I really want to help people with.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that too. And I'm kind of that devil's advocate here. I don't think the prospects have gone anywhere. And I'm sure you'd probably say the same thing, right? So it's really a matter of connecting. And I wanted you, if you can tell me a little bit more, your book is called Conversion Equation. What is this concept? What's the conversion equation?
So I was looking back at my businesses over the years, and they all follow this formula called conversion equation, which is why they all really went from 0 to hundreds of thousands, and in one case, millions in a couple of months. And the formula conversion equation has 4 parts, and I believe this is why people are not getting enough prospects. You're right, the prospects, Nettie, they're there. Nothing's changed. So there's 4 parts. The first part is that you must have a message that interrupts your target audience because they're busy. They're not really consciously paying attention unless your message interrupts them and gets them to go, now, what is that? They're going to miss it. The second part after you interrupt them is you must keep them engaged. If you don't have something engaging to say, then they're right back into continuing scrolling or whatever they're doing. The third part is you must educate them, create value and educate them. Don't go right into some pitch or trying to get them on your list.
Yes, oh my gosh, it's just right? Like that pretty feeling, right? Shake that off, right? Yeah.
The fourth step is offer. And I wanted to speak to the offer for a minute. The offer needs to be a low risk, no cost offer. And I see way too often people are trying to buy this $7 item or this $9. Begin a relationship with people. That's kind of what the word Heartrepreneur stands for. Stop transactions, do heart-to-heart marketing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And we've talked a ton about relationship and how really that's been the shift, over the last several months as the world has changed and business has sort of changed. What I'm seeing and what a lot of the guests that have come on here have talked about was that shift back to a relationship, building that conversation, not just showing up and being flashy and disappearing. What really struck out to me here is having a message that interrupts. I think a lot of people get that. They see ads, they see crazy pictures. It's the guy with the fancy car, whatever. I actually mentioned, I'm like, if you want to market to women, all you need to do is show her like relaxing in a bathtub, because we don't want the fancy car. We want by ourselves, right? Engaging, having that conversation, educating, and then making an offer. I would even argue that a lot of folks are following this process, but not actually making the offer. They're educating, but not taking them to the next step. I could see where, there might be a challenge at each one of these elements that you could kind of target. So what are people doing well? Like, what do you see people are doing well right now? Or are there some standout businesses that have this kind of nailed down, that you're like, if you want to follow an example, follow this person?
I'll give you someone. So I have a young gal, Jackie, that came to me pretty much right out of college, and she didn't have any audience. She wasn't making any money. However, she had a really clever concept about helping people with Instagram, where she'd grown a following. She just had nothing to sell them. And so I said, let's get a specific audience, young people your age who want to start a business, and how to do it on Instagram. And we came up with her 4 pieces of the conversion equation. We also created a high ticket offer. Within 6 weeks, she had $68,000 of revenue. I'm talking 0 to 68,000. Right. Within a couple of months after that, she was like at 180,000. She did so well that she purchased a house. She and her husband have planned their honeymoon. They actually have not only done that, they're hopefully pandemic will ease up. They planned an extraordinary vacation, and she's doing what she loves. She's serving people and just using the conversion equation, which she wasn't using before.
I think that's, from what I've seen, if you have a level of expertise, if you have something, because most of the people that I work with are service-based, but if you have something that you know how to do really well, so she has Instagram, which is important, the high ticket offer is the way to go. It really takes a long time, and I see businesses make this mistake all the time, to focus on the low ticket, low value offer, but you need a lot. Like, if you're selling $10 items, you need a lot of those $10 items to make the number. So I'm so glad you mentioned this, and focusing on that high ticket offer, high value offer that can really make a difference for the people that you're working with. Thank you for that example. And I'm just curious too, what would you, what is, I don't know, I have a lot of questions actually. Tell me, I guess one of the things that I'm looking at here that I haven't asked about is reverse marketing. So give me a little bit of an idea around that one.
I'm glad you brought that up. So most business owners spend all day hunting for leads. Let me post on social media. Let me do the hunt. And
right.
Instead, you make a compelling offer following the conversion equation. You have to use all the pieces. And then reverse marketing happens. Every day, people raise their hand. Like today, so far, we have 18 prospects. We're not marketing. We're just doing the conversion equation. They raise their hands and they ask for help. That's how I recommend you do business, through reverse marketing, through standing out in your marketplace.
I hear a lot of people say, I don't have a marketing strategy. I just do by referral. So what do you say to that business?
That is the worst business strategy ever. And I can point to over 200 people who have said that over the years and at some point went out of business. That is not a marketing strategy. And so you need to really get smart, and you need to develop a marketing strategy. Remember, ABM, always be marketing.
Yes, absolutely. So they don't have a marketing strategy. They're looking at the conversion equation. Do you need all 4 pieces together before you can start?
Yes. You do. You need all 4 pieces, and you need to do them correctly. Yes. And it works every single time if you do it correctly.
Fantastic. Well, I want to give you a moment, because not only have you developed this strategy and you've used it over and over, but you went ahead and you wrote the book on it. So just take a second and share, where can we find it? And I'm sure the book goes through each one of these steps. Am I correct?
The book goes through all of these steps in detail, and it has case studies in almost every different industry. So when you get the book, it also comes with massive bonuses. You invest $20 in a book, it's a tax write-off, it all goes to a charity foundation. And then you follow the equation. I literally take you by the hand, and there's case study after case study. You will find people just like you. And the book is available right now, and you've got the link up there.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.